Hey man, this thing is getting weirder and weirder, bro. Like as I grow deeper into the spiritual and I won't use the word them terms. So as I grow further into knowledge of God and how He set things up, I'm starting to catch a lot of obstacles, man. Like it's just weird things being in my place. Just like this dude right here behind me. He's at a weird angle, so you can barely see him. But he has a 6 point pentagram on his truck. Let me see if I can catch it. I don't know if y'all can see it. I don't believe you can. Not from this angle, unless he moves. But literally, on top of this man's truck, he has a 6 point pentagram, right? Now I'm sitting here focused on what I'm looking at, and I'm paying attention, but something's pulling at me. So I look to my right. It's a woman literally standing like right in the middle of the road, just like staring toward, like staring at me. Right? I ain't gonna say staring at me directly, but like I catch a thought go across my mind. And I'm like, all right, where did that come from? And she just standing there, and then all of a sudden her dude shows up, and they walk up, and it's like it's a trip. And a lot of times I be catching like when stuff is weird, like this whole process behind me is something weird. Not to say that I'm harping on it or I'm losing peace or anything of this sort, right? Because I know what's going on. This is just another play off of plays. The same thing I've been seeing all day. But yeah, this dude behind me literally has a six with the different pathways on it. It's different pathways, and I've seen this before. Literally, I've seen it, and he's eating this. They're here to feed. Hey, so like I said, man, it's different pathways, and another thing, if you notice, like you start getting extremely tired and stuff like that. I know I've repeated this already. Just pay attention to what's going on around you, cause the sun was bright enough. But we ain't gonna dwell too much on that. Cause like I said, it's more than just physics. It's because the physics is in the spiritual. All this stuff is in spiritual, and it lines up. It's it's more about what you know and what you was taught, and then who was keeping information from you, and then you gotta think about who's the sacrifice, who was the one who got the information, who was giving it to people, and who didn't give you the information. So somebody had to make you the martyr. But then you gotta think about it lines up with your like it's it's not complicated, but it's deep. It's very deep. You have to really go check out what God was saying. Like, why do you think God was making a lot of? There was many animal references in the Word. Why do you think that? Like God was referring to us as animals, and you know what? God even looks at the insects as animals because they are another type of animal. You know, and I'm really starting to peep that everything is lined up with stuff, man. And he looks at it like that. But then we are higher, but it's in the same sense we're attached to things. And if we get caught up doing stupid crap, we put ourselves lower and lower. And then you're like, why did God say that the birds were his messengers? Then you look at the angels and stuff like, all right, they got wings. And then you think about the cherubim and how they look. Got the ox head, and then you got the eagle, and then you got the what is it? A lion, a ox, an eagle, and a man's face. That's some powerful characteristics right there. Like that's powerful animals. A eagle is top notch uh aerial animal there is. A ox is a very powerful animal because let alone is it stubborn. If if it's not led right, it's gonna do what it wanted. Like it ain't hearing nobody. You know what I'm saying? And then a lion, you ain't gonna move a lion unless a lion wants to be moved and led. Then you got a man. That's one spirit. That's a trip. Let's think about that. That's a cherubim. One spirit had all of them wrapped in one. Now God said His spirit is so vast and so big that not only He has elders and angels, and what is it, 7 cups, and that's still not enough for His presence. Because like, come on, man, He has all that in Him. Like, but on that scale, dial it back to think about His children, the lesser. All right, man. We have things in us, but we just ain't tapping in and ain't paying attention either. Man. He speaks about locusts. He speaks about all this stuff. And you're like, man, how's all this stuff connected? Being a hare and just think about some of these righteous animals, and then you think about why do a lot of these people symbolize these things like as the prey. But then if you go look at the research and the information behind like a rabbit or a coney, you'll see his longevity, smart. You know what I'm saying? Ants are protected. If you look deeper into it, you'll see the benefits of why these people want to get you. Why these people associate you with these things like you're the rabbit, you're the target, because you have something that undeniable loyalty, very charismatic, very uplifting, hard worker, very determined, a joyous spirit to be around, always coming with nothing but pure love and energy. That is something that is very pivotal and very, very strong because it's magneting. It's captivating. It helps others to reach higher plateaus. It catapults people just off a mere phrase and thought. You can send somebody to the most epic moment that you can even phantom. I'm talking about you can reach a peak so high that somebody would never thought of reaching because just off a few words of dialect that you had with someone. And now they didn't turn themselves into something, a full blown energy machine to where they they taking off. But then you ask yourself, what are you doing with that energy if you got that energy? But then you got to understand too, there's another side to it. There's some that know and there's some that don't know. And then there's some that do know. They admire the ones who are still doing what they used to do. It helps them go back and eradicate that old and evil or whatever's on their heart. I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of cardinals too. And that's the birds if y'all don't don't know what I'm referring to. Male and female. I've been seeing a lot of them. Man, I've been seeing a lot of eagles too. But it's a lot of things, man. It's a trip. You just stay focused and just wait your turn. Don't be in a rush. There's no point of being in a rush. You know what I've noticed? When you rush too much, that's when stuff goes awry. If anything, be in a rush to listen and hear. Because you know what? You get a lot of information on loaded on you at times. You got to be able to absorb that information, and then when it comes to that trial and tribulation, you know exactly how to either unload it or use it to take care of your situation. And I'm just thankful that we making a whole lot of progress. And by far, I'm hey man, I'm trying to get mine together. It's taking time. I done had some ups and I done had some downs. I done had some lows and I done had some pretty good highs. But now I'm on the path of understanding who I am and walking in God's path. I'm enjoying myself way more than I've ever enjoyed myself. And just learning the new experiences. It's amazing. And don't get me wrong, you know, people don't like to tell a lot of people or show because it seems like they got everything together. Because when you reach to them or reach their presence, you like, oh, they got it. They've been, but you don't know how long it took. Some people takes very short time. Some people take longer. But just be patient, man. You gonna get it. Sometimes you might be sitting on information. You might be sitting on $1 million operation for 10 years and don't see no proactivity from it until the last moment. You like, wow, finally I get to use it. And you see the progression of the thing coming back full circle. That's how God operates. If you putting it out there to do something, God's gonna bring it back to you. You just gotta be patient. Sometimes it takes a little longer to come back around. And then sometimes it's something bigger than what you expected. So just do what you're supposed to do. Don't do it with a heavy heart. Don't do it with a burdened heart. Give it to God. Push forward. Enjoy yourself. Be a happy, uplifting spirit. And man, just keep shining, man. Hey, because once you stop shining, you giving the enemy everything he want. And that's dampening your spirit. We ain't for none of that. Just keep shining, man. I'm telling you. Because at the end of the day, you don't know where you're going to be at. Even though the world might be over it, as we know it. But Lord willing, if it's not, you don't know where you're going to be at. So, saying that, keep doing what you're supposed to do and get it together till you get there. Man, everybody worry about the journey and then don't think about, hey, if I get started now, if I get started on the journey now, by time, if everything goes according to plan, I'll be out of it and on to the next move, next plan. You did. So, with that, man, I'll bid you adieu. And y'all enjoy yourselves. Man, y'all keep being uplifting. Y'all keep pushing people. Y'all keep pushing yourselves. And keep talking to God, man. Keep speaking to God and keep praying fast and get your this right, that right, and that inside right. And you can't lose your light. Y'all enjoy yourselves.